Hi there, this is
Hi,
Deborah
Deborah.
Brody, and I'm here
Yay.
with Jeannine Goode. Oh
Hi,
my
everyone.
gosh. Jeannine Goode is here with me she's beaming in from San Sebastian, Spain. And
Sure am.
oh my gosh, I'm in Toronto, Canada. And yeah, we're here today to have a yummy conversation. And I just want to introduce my dear friend Jeannine Goode, who is also known as Doctor of the Soul.
That's right.
And Jeannine does this incredible work. She has spent years and years of studying Saint Hildegard and a 12th century abbess who was, prolific uh, in 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 so many ways in her life. And Jeannine has does this incredible work. She calls Master Your Creativity, and it's all based on really getting inspired by Hildegard, but also it's all about tapping into your own creativity and how to become a master of your own creativity. And she is masterful at teaching this material. And I've had the privilege to be able to work with her and be in her programs, and it's delicious. And and she's an incredibly accomplished artist, singer, spiritual teacher. She's got a lot of hats: mother, grandmother, wife, many, dear friend, like so many wonderful roles that you play, and incredible healer that you are. And I'm so delighted you're here with me to play and have a juicy conversation. And I'll just say quickly that my name is Deborah Brody, and I am a transformation guide, sound healer, yoga teacher, and ceremonial facilitator, and the creator of the Radical Self Nourishment programs, and working with change makers to really, and healers and space holders to really come into right relationship with themselves, and to be able to be really effective in their change making work, so that they're fully resourced. And so today I want to have a conversation about, I have an upcoming new, I'm calling it a play shop, because we're going to play, and it's called How to Create a Ceremonial Altar Designed to Empower, Energize, and Embody Yourself. And this is going to be a very juicy play shop. And I've asked Jeannine to come and talk a little bit about her experience with uh, with my work, because she knows my work intimately and has taken programs and is in my membership. And um, I would love to invite you to speak a bit about, in our programs, we create what I'm calling a ceremonial altar. And I would love to hear, like, how has the ceremonial altar energized you? Like, what have
Mm,
you noticed?
What a great
What was your
question.
experience? Yeah.
Well, that was really the hook for me, Deborah, with your work. As you know, um, I teach this online course, and I am, so busy with not one but two businesses, and then my responsibilities family wise, and I have a heart of gold, and I noticed that I just was really low on energy. I was exhausted, and I think part of it too is just what's going on our planet. Collectively, I think we're all tired. Really, I mean, if you think about the war in Ukraine, and all in our country, the United States, the mass shootings, and um, and then this global pandemic, which has just totally knocked us all out. Um, and the grief, the collective grief, and so all of that, I think it was just really weighing on me. And so when I saw your program, and you talked about we're gonna create a ceremonial altar and you're going to get more energy. I was like, oh, hey, that sounds great. Um, and I have to tell you, initially, I don't have time for this. I can't be
That's
hanging out,
classic.
you know. And what I love about your play shop is, it's not hours and hours and hours you're asking of us. It's just, to give yourself um, some time, and you're giving it at different times. So, there's an evening time, there's a daytime, and just take a little bit of time, an hour or two off from our go, 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 and say yes to ourselves. And that's really how it started for me, is I had to just go, okay. And you're so welcoming to show up however we want to show up. And so, even if your hair's not done and you've got it all hanging out, you know,
You're in your
we can,
pajamas.
and I love how you call it a play shop. And for me, it really was, and what I noticed very quickly in working with you is that I looked forward. I looked forward to being in your space because I always felt better after. And so I know that coming to your play shop, I'm going to leave with more energy than when I came in. And for me, that was a total game changer. And so nowadays, yeah, I see, you're running a course or you're running a play shop now, and I will be there. I will be there because I know it's going to help me at a time when I have so much on my plate, and I care so much, right? And I think that's true of all of the folks you attract. We care about our planet, we care about our world, we care about our families, our clients, and we want to help them, you know, navigate these times and navigate their lives. And so we've got to go somewhere for help, otherwise we're going to render ourselves useless.
Yeah, that's such an important point. It's and that's the issue I like to work on is that that tendency to put others before yourself, and in this in service, but we 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 need to put ourselves first. Actually, I mean, it's the old metaphor of put on the oxygen mask in the airplane before you put it on your child, because if you're not able to breathe, how are you going to help you know your child? So it's like this idea of being able to and this is it's so key to our self-care. And I think that yeah, you hit it on the head.
Well, and perhaps this is where we can talk about the importance of the ceremonial altar. I know for me,
Hmm.
because you help us work in different dimensions,
Hmm.
that's where the energy comes from.
Yes.
And so it's like, and of course, oh, I'm getting goosebumps as I say this. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't have to go it alone.
Well, and that's the thing, like, so when I say a ceremonial altar, I mean, ceremony is such a powerful, in uh, you know, every program, every play shop, everything I offer, I always create what I call sacred containers that are multidimensional, that call in the elements, that call in the directions, that call in qualities. And so that when we're in the space, that's why you feel so buoyant and energized, is because you've got all the support from the unseen realms there. And that's what makes it that's why it's a ceremonial space. And then you know and then creating a sacred altar ground, being a remembrance of that, of the connection with the unseen realms, our
Yeah.
connection to the elements, for example. And so it's
Well, and what
very
I love too
important.
about the way you do it is you really invite each of us to bring in those guides or those elements that really speak to us. And so, I invariably find myself calling in angels or calling in, yes, Saint Hildegard, or a certain animal,
Yeah.
or whatever is calling to really help me specifically. And so you invite us to do that, and that I found so helpful and useful, and really um, is a huge piece of why your work really resonates with me.
Well,
So
and
you,
the space is
Deborah.
very high. We'll call it, it's very buoyed up. It's a very high frequency. So
Yes.
we're calling in a space that has certain kinds of energetics. I work with sound and intention, and so we create the energetics of a very safe space,
Yes.
and so that you know. Energies that are less than optimal are not, they're not going to be attracted to the space. They're going to be repelled because of the frequency. So it's kind of like you don't have to do anything. It just by having that intention, you create this beautiful space to be in. And then that's the space that we create in,
Yes.
where we get our source our nourishment from.
Well, and I love how you're saying we, because one of the things I have found in your work, Deborah, is that you attract some really wonderful folks. And
They're
so,
beautiful.
there's a community that you built, and I have found that too has given me power for my life. You
Mm,
know, you talk about empowerment, and to for me, that's really come first and foremost through the community that you've attracted.
mm,
And so when I show up and share, my piece of the puzzle, if you will, it's witnessed by others.
yeah.
And they get to go, yes. And I just feel the love coming in. And so suddenly I'm like, okay, I got this, And it's so nourishing and dare I say, fun,
Yeah.
to have others respond um, and feedback,
Yeah.
the beauty that I am, and the wisdom that I have, and so I feel more capable to move forward in my life.
That's so
But
beautiful. Yeah.
recently, I was going to New York to record some music, and it was quite a daunting task. It's the first time I'd ever done anything like that in New York City, and so I had to learn, how to hire musicians and find a recording studio. And I remember I was in one of your programs when I showed up in New York, and I got to just share my little, green statue of the apple, and so, to have the group there to listen to where I was that particular day, um, and I literally know that it helped me be able to do that work for sure.
Yeah. I think that the community piece is important. Yeah, with the work,
Yeah.
and the programs I do. I think it's a huge part of it. And you know, it's important, we're mirrors for each other. So we also learn uh we learn so much from one another, and we gather strength from one another's stories as well. So there's a tremendous exchange, and
Yeah.
I call it a co-creation, that happens, and it seems to be empowering for everybody, and I find that very, so I find that really amazing to witness as facilitator, and holder of
Yes.
space of that. I'm always like, amazed at the beauty.
I know you often say that, it's in the containers where the magic starts to happen,
Yeah,
right? And I know that will
absolutely.
be the case in your play shop too.
Oh
Is
yeah,
magic will be afoot.
absolutely. And how would you say, working with a ceremonial altar has helped with uh, embodying more of yourself?
Well, check this out. So
Mm,
one of the things that when we create these altars, Deborah invites us to tune into what objects um, can speak to us in relationship to certain parts of ourselves. And so this one in particular came as something that I should wear to remind me of my practice of journaling as a way to bring peace into my life. Because yeah, there are days where I have so much swarming around, and a lot of them are anxious thoughts. If I can just start to write it all out and to kind of get it all out on paper, the peace comes. And so here's my little piece, my little piece
That's
of.
so beautiful.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so,
I
but
love that.
it's something tangible, right? I
Yeah.
mean, these objects are tangible, and we put them together to create this beautiful altar. And, I didn't take my whole altar with me on this trip, but I did take my peace dove, and um,
That's all it takes. Remember, that one thing is connected to the whole. So,
so
right.
it comes with me, and it's become probably one of three most important pieces of jewelry that I have, because it was on my altar, or part of my tapas, my practice. And so, I think I I know that when something is in form, it's embodied, um, that it's easy to hold on to.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, this is a wild, wild world. Um, there are a lot of energies that want to take us out, quite literally, in the collective right now. And so we have to use anything that we can hold on to. And that's what creating this altar does. It gives me something to hold on to, a community to hold on to. And it's so simple, and yet it's so powerful. And I know a lot of times, people think, I hear this a lot, Deborah, I'm sure you do too. I can't be creating no altar. I mean, that sounds like a big deal. Well, let me tell you, people, it's not. We
Well, and you
and the
can make
way
it
you guide
simple.
us in creating them, um, it's just a joy, and it's become a huge part of my life now.
Yeah, and it can be very simple. It can be as a little. You could put it on a little tray, so you could move it around, put
Yes.
it in a drawer. You could put it in a shoebox. Like could be really simple. So,
And you're so welcoming wherever people are. I mean, I
yeah.
remember one time I tuned into one of your programs, and I was traveling, in a car with spotty internet, and you just encouraged me to put on my headphones and come and go as I may. And I think that was even the day I found my piece of driftwood. So, you help us come in, even if we're in the midst of a storm in our lives, wherever we are, you're so welcoming, and you help us work through the negative voices in our heads that say, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I don't know if I'll do it right. I mean, all of that just goes away when
Mm,
we spend time with you.
oh, well, and yeah, it's such a beautiful process to watch to see um, you really embodying. I just love like the power of your symbol around
Mm,
your neck and
yeah.
how that just like uh, connects you. It connects you to who you are. It connects you to what you need to resource yourself.
And I don't think I ever told you this, but I got this in Bingen, Germany.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I don't think I ever told you that. It just occurred
that's
to me right
cool.
now. I was like, oh, of course.
Of
And
course, and so that's connected to the place of Hildegard's place. So
yes,
that's like profound.
yes, and so that was of course why it was so powerful for me. And
Yeah.
I love seeing how other people over the months have put together altars with their own unique items,
Hmm.
and so and I really am excited you're doing this play shop, because it's it's free. Anyone from anywhere can just dive in with you, in this easy way,
Hmm.
and get a taste of the wonder and beauty that is your work and this particular tool that you teach so magnificently. I think it's at the heart of everything that you created, and so I'm so grateful that you're putting this, beautiful play shop together and guiding us in creating. Um, and I will be there.
Ooh,
Uh,
yay.
to I'll be in Florida actually,
Fantastic.
for those dates. So I will be coming in from another warm spot. I'm thinking it will be warmer than here. Actually, today it's kind of chilly here. So
Yeah, and they'll, oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so I just wanted
Thought.
to tell folks, um, I love to come into Deborah's work wherever I am because it's such a joy, and these altars morph and kind of have their own journey, and I just always am nourished, even if it's just a few hours with you.
Well, and this particular play shop will be in 90 minutes so that
Okay,
we have a bit of spaciousness with it. And
perfect.
and it's going to be, I've made two dates with two times so that people can from different places can join in at the time that works best for them.
So the link will be below where we can
Yeah, we'll put a
just
link
click
below.
and
Yeah,
register, right?
yeah, yeah. You just register, and then you'll get the information with the preparations for and all the information you need to come. And even if there are some preparations, but even if you can't get those preparations, you come with a little notebook and a pen, and that'll be suffice.
See what I
Your
mean?
presence.
Deborah
Yeah.
Deborah finds a way to make it work no matter what.
And yeah, the times it'll be June 29th. It's a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's one time for uh, and then the other is the Thursday, June 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So people,
Beautiful.
if you're in Europe or different time zone, that you can join us.
Great.
So
I'm
yay.
so looking forward to it.
Well, I'm just delighted to thank you so much, Jeannine, for sharing, your experience of, how, how this ceremonial altar has, benefited you. And thank you for sharing all that you shared today. And it's
Deborah, I mean, I really
such a
want to
joy.
encourage folks to join us because it's so wonderful and helpful. And
Yeah,
we all need more energy and to feel more powerful and to really have that connection to ourselves. Um,
absolutely.
Otherwise, we
And
just get knocked over.
yeah, and I think that, I'm calling it a play shop because we need more play. And playing is one of the keys, when we have an attitude of playfulness, it helps to, you know, patch up the leaks where we leak our energy out all over the place. When we can bring in play and joy, and that allows for some magic, from magic to come rushing into your life and to nourish you. And we need so much of this in our world that is there's a lot of we're in such a great change right now, and the change is part of, I think, it's part of the evolution of what's happening on the planet, but it's not easy to navigate and negotiate, and we need to be in I think we need community more than ever. So I would
Right.
love it if you come and join us next week. And it's going to be really a very delicious play shop, and love you to come and play with me and Jeannine. Gonna come,
Yes.
and hope to see you there. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Let's play,
Jeannine.
people.
Mwah. Bye bye for now.